Okay, boys and girls, hi again. So now I'm taking up the addition part, and I know you had to do page 311, and you had to do fraction additions. So usually the latest questions are the hardest ones. So if you haven't struggled with the first few questions, chances are maybe you have struggled with the last few. So let's take some of them up. Um, let's do first question number 11. So in a grade 7 class, 1/5 of the students have 2 pets and 1/20th have 3 pets. So 1/5 of them have 2 pets and 1/20 of them have 3 pets. So let's write this information on the side here so that it can help us when we're doing our work. Let me just write number 11 here. And we say that 1/5, they have 2 pets. And we have 1/20, they actually have 3 pets. All right. Estimate the fraction of the class that has either 2 or 3 pets. So really the question is asking us to find the combination of people who have 2 and 3 pets together. So if 1/5 of the class has 2 pets and 1/20th of the class has 3 pets, we can actually find out how many altogether. So if we use a model for this, so if I use this piece of, okay, so let's go down, 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 down. I changed the view to paper grid. Yeah, okay. So if we use this and we say, this is our class. Let's say this is our class. Just make it a number that we can actually, what are the fractions? Let me just take another look again. 1/5 and 1/20. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just so that it will be easier for us later on. 10. Okay. So just to let you know, I made it out of 20 squares just for easier modeling, but there's no restrictions on that. So we know that 1/20 has 3 pets. 1/20 has 3 pets. And 1/5 have 2 pets. So if I use a different color, let's say blue, and I color 1/20. So if I look at this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 1 out of those 20 pieces, they actually have 3 pets. So the color code blue is 3 pets. So we're not confused. Then I pick up another color, let's say green. And 1/5 has 2 pets. So for this part of the fraction, I need to actually divide my fraction into my class into 5 pieces. So if I say 1, if I say that's a piece, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, I cut the class into 5 pieces. I know that one of those 5 pieces, which is, let's say that much here, any of those pieces would do, but now we know that green is 2 pets people. Okay? Now the question is asking all together, how many people have either 2 or 3 pets? So I can go about this question in many ways. One way I can go about this question is, okay, let me count the pieces out of 20. So how many little tiny pieces, those little tiny 20 pieces I have? So in here I have 1. Okay, that one here. I also have under here, if you remember, these were 1, 2, 3, 4. So altogether we have 5 out of 20 people in the class who actually have the fraction of the class, 5 out of 20, who have either 2 over 3 or 2 pets, I mean, or 3 pets. And you can reduce that because we know we can divide the top and the bottom by 5, so it could be 1 over 4. Okay? So that's one way of doing it. Or we can actually say, okay, can I add 1 over 20 and 1 over 5? And this is really what we're doing. We're adding 1/5 and 1 over 20. And if we do that mathematically, like we learned yesterday, so we do 1 over 5 plus 1 over 20. Our common denominator is the 20 plus over 20. Let me just separate those. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 1. 20 divided by 20 is 1. And the answer is 5 over 20, which is 1 over 4. Okay? So, having solved it this way or that way, both of them are correct, and you can think about it either way. Calculate the fraction of the class that has either 2 or 3 pets. So first they ask you to estimate, which means make a guess. So if you look at the numbers 1 over 5 and 1 over 20, you make a guess. Just, predictions, make a prediction. And then B, you're going to try to find out, just like we did right now, whether this prediction is correct or not. And how many students do you think are in the class and why? This could be 20 students in the class, or it could be multiples of 20. Any number that is divisible by 4 is going to work, just because if it's not a number that's divisible by 4, a quarter of it is not going to be a whole number. So if I say, for example, 10, 10 is not divisible by 4. So if I have 10 people in the class and a fourth of them have pets, that means that I have 2.5 persons with pets, which is not going to work in the scenario of people, right? You can't have a half person. So in my only one condition is the number of people. So if you picked any number that's divisible by 4, any multiple of 4, you're good. So if my class is 4 people, if my class is 8 people, if my class is 12 people, they're all correct answers. So 4, 8, 12. Why? Because they're all numbers that are divisible by 4, which means I can make them into 4 groups, and I can pick that one group and say, okay, that 1 over 4 over group is the people with 2 or 3 pets, right? So this is what they're getting at in this question. We're going to do question number 18 together as well. It says copy and complete the table. Describe a pattern in the sums. So 1 plus 2 plus 1 over 4 is 3 over 4. 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6 is 3. So let's do it. So let's just do it like we do it, because I don't want to jump to the answer and you wouldn't know where I got it from. So say 6 divided by 3 is 2. This becomes 2 over 6 plus 1 over 6, which is equal to 3 over 6. There, which also reduces to 1 over 2, right? 1 over 4 plus 1 over 8, again, it's going to be over 8 plus over 8, and that would be 2 plus 1, which would be 3 over, sorry, my pen is acting up on me again, over 8, right? And finally, they're asking us, what about 3 over 10? Same thing. You're going to do an over 10 here, an over 5 here, and a 1 and a 1. 1 over 5 plus 1 over 10 is going to be 3 over 10. And they're looking for the pattern where you're doing 1 over 4 and 1 over 8. So 1 over 8 is half of 1 over 4. And the answer is always 3 parts of the bigger denominator, or the whole, the bigger whole. Okay, so you see how 1 over 2 and 1 over 4 is half of the 1 over 2. So it's half of the half, right? So therefore, you end up with 3/4. If we look at a strip, really what's happening is half of it, and then another half of the half, gives you 3/4. Makes sense. Then I have 1/3, and then I need 1/6, so I do that part, and then 1/6 of that 1/3, which another 1/3 on top of it, so it becomes, I mean another 1/6 over it, which becomes 3/6. Okay, so because those make 2/6, and another one makes a 3/6, and so on. So that was the point. Use the pattern to predict the answer to 1/20 plus 1/40. So if we look at that, we already know that it's going to be 3/40, just following the same pattern. 40 becomes my whole, and I know this is the 2 pieces out of that 40, because it's 1 pieces out of the 20. So if I have two 20s, 40 is 20 plus 20. So if I have 2 pieces of 20, I'm going to get 2 pieces at the top. So that makes it 3 out of the 40. Make sense? All right, so see you guys in the multiplication video.